Today I went on a field trip with my great-granddaughter and my grandson, and it was called Garden Works. It's in Yucaipa, and it's a wonderful, wonderful place to go if you ever get the opportunity. It's to share with small children the joy of gardening, and it's made for children. It was a wonderful place, and here's my granddaughter getting off the bus, and I can't wait to spend the day with her at Garden Works. It is a wonderful place, like I said. And here's my sweet, sweet great-granddaughter. Isn't she the cutest thing? I just love her to pieces. We had a wonderful day together, and my grandson also. So sit down and get ready for a day at Garden Works. It's probably going to be about 3 videos, so be ready. This was a wonderful, wonderful outing. I was so glad that my grandson invited me to come along to the Garden Works. As you can see on the big red barn, Garden Works, it says, it's all about teaching children young how to appreciate and love gardening. First thing we did was go into the red barn. And here is my grandson. I was so happy that he thought of me, how much I love gardening and spending the day with Grandma. Look at that face. So surprised that I'm filming him. Do you think he really was surprised, or he was just faking it?
The barn is almost 100 years old because one time it used to be a walnut farm, and there was 150 walnut trees that grew on the farm. And the farmer picked all the walnuts, and in this farm he would have a tractor, a truck, and his machines to pick out all the walnuts. And he would fill the barn all the way to the ceiling with walnuts, and then he would ship them all over the world for people to eat. But when he got really old, he closed the farm, and all the trees died except for one special tree. And this tree is a grafted tree. That means they took a baby black walnut tree and an English walnut tree, and they glued them together when they were babies. And now we have 2 different walnuts on one tree, and 2 different leaves too. So it's a very important tree in our garden because our beehive is in there. And you're going to be able to see the bees today in the garden too, because now it's springtime, it's time for them to go to work. And when you look around here, do you see things you'd see in the garden? Yeah. Would you see butterflies in the garden? Yeah. Would you see flowers in the garden? Yeah. Could you see a scarecrow in the garden? Yeah. Yes, because we put scarecrows in the garden sometimes to scare away the birds so they don't eat our corn. So you might see a scarecrow in the garden. And you might see animals in the garden like this owl that's up on this tree. We have an owl that lives in our garden, and at nighttime it comes out and it hunts in our garden. And it's looking for snakes, it's looking for gophers, it's looking for rats and possums and baby bunnies, because that's what it likes to eat, because it's a carnivore. What's a carnivore? That's right. Do they eat everything? Yes, they eat meat. Yes, ostriches eat a lot of different things. But he's a carnivore. He eats meat. Does he eat cheeseburgers? No. He eats other animals. And we're going to talk about the owls in a little bit. But a lot of these things you see in the garden. And one of the things you're going to start seeing is our insects or bugs. Because in the wintertime, they disappeared. It was so cold that they had to go ahead and stay warm. So one of the things we're going to start seeing our bugs is our bumblebee. And when it's a warm day like today, they come out of the beehive and they're in the garden. Now, are a lot of kids afraid of bees? Yeah, because they're afraid they're going to be stung. But bees actually are very, very nice. And if you bother them, because we look like giants. When they're flying around, all you kids look like giants to them. And they don't know if we're good giants or bad giants. They just know we look scary. So when a bee flies by, they're looking for bright colors. So they get your blue shirt. He might fly by or land on you, or your hat, because it has red. He's looking for bright colors. What does he think you are if you have bright colors on? A flower. He thinks you might be a flower. So he's flying around looking for flowers. Now, how many eyes? Yes, that's for sure. And how many eyes do you think a bee has? 2. A bee has 8 eyes. So when he's flying around, could you see really good with 8 eyes? Yes, you can see all the colors in the garden or in your backyard. So if he's flying by and he lands on you, the worst thing you can do is don't get afraid. Because when a bee is flying by, they might land on you or fly by you. The best thing to do is stay quiet and calm and don't scare him, because we're very scary to him. But if he lands on you, the worst thing you could do is go, a bee, and try to hit him and run and scream and yell, because he thinks you're attacking him. And he is very afraid. So what he does is he sends a smell to the other bees called a pheromone. Can you say pheromone? And when the other bees smell that smell, they all swarm together and they'll come over and they might sting you. Does it hurt when a bee stings you? Yeah. Yes, it hurts. But when the bee stings you, his stinger comes out of his body and he can't survive without his stinger and he dies. So it's very sad if a bee stings you, because he will die because he can't survive. But we're going to see a lot of bees, because in the wintertime, they went in the beehive because they would freeze and their wings would freeze and they would die. So they stayed in the beehive all winter to take care of the queen bee. Because the queen bee is the most important bee in the beehive, because there's only one queen in the beehive and she lays all the eggs. She'll lay 1,500 eggs every month. Is that a lot of bees? Yes, because she has to keep the beehive alive. And she's bigger than the other bees, and she also lays all the eggs. But the other bees, the honeybees, take care of her and feed her so that she stays nice and healthy. Because she lives a long time. She lives 10 years. Is that a long time? Yes. And when she dies, the whole beehive dies, because they can't survive without their queen. So it's important they take care of her. Now, and do bees in the wintertime when it's cold, do they have blankets and hats and jackets? No. So how they stay warm is they put their wings out like this. Can everybody grow wings for me? And they do this. And they move their body heat to keep it nice and warm and toasty in the beehive. And that's how they stay warm. So we're going to start seeing our bees. And, you know, we said that the queen bee lives 10 years. How long do you think a honeybee lives that's out there? 1 year. Only 30 days. And then it dies because it actually works so hard that it doesn't have long to live. So only 30 days does the honeybee live. So that's why the queen has to lay so many eggs. So we need the bees in our garden to visit all our flowers and our trees to make fruits and vegetables. So we have to be very nice to them. And like I said before, if one flies by you, don't be scared. Just stay nice and quiet. And when he thinks you're friendly, he will leave you alone. So we're going to start seeing our bees again out in the wintertime because it's warm outside. Also, we didn't see our ladybugs all winter long because they hibernated during the winter. What is hibernating?
I do.
What do you think?
I do.
What is hibernating?
It means that
Yes, what they do is they sleep under a rock or a branch, and they go to sleep for the winter to stay warm. And they lay their eggs so that on a warm day like today, our ladybugs are starting to hatch out. Have you seen ladybugs already?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, because it's time for them to wake up. Yes. Now ladybugs are very, very cute, but do you guys all look the same? No, they're all different. Every ladybug is different. It might be all red, all black. It might have polka dots. It might have no polka dots. It might be orange or yellow or white or even purple. So you're going to have to start looking for your ladybug. Now, does a ladybug sting you or bite you? No. And if you're wearing bright colors in the garden, they're going to come and visit you and might land on you. And they're very friendly. But when they're in the garden, when they wake up in the springtime, they're looking for a really bad bug in our garden. And this bug is a little tiny green bug, and it's called an aphid. And the aphid, this green bug, has a spike in its mouth. It sticks its spike in the plants, sucks out all the juice, and kills our plants. Do we like aphids? No! But guess what? The ladybug loves aphids, and that's what he likes to eat. And he will go in the garden and lunch and crunch 750 every day. So is he going to be a big fat ladybug? Yeah. Can you eat 750 cheeseburgers? so that too. So if we had to kill the bad bugs in our garden, we would have to spray poison in our garden. Do we want to do that?
No.
So instead, we let the ladybugs munch and crunch all the bad bugs in our garden. So there are hero bugs in the garden because they kill the bad bugs in our garden. So we're going to start seeing a lot